Om. Om. Om Sri Mahaganapataye Namaha. Om Sri Saraswatye Namaha. Sadashiva Samarambham Vyasa Shankara Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Vande Guru Paramparam Samasta Jana Kalyani Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahmavidvaram Sadgurum Brahmavidvaram Om Sri Chinmaya Sadgurave Namaha Om Sri Tapovan Sishyaya Namaha. Hari Om. We are doing Kathopanishad. As usual, before we start Upanishadic Pravachanam, we first have to do the Shanti Patha. Kathopanishad is a part of Krishna Veda. So the Shanti Patha is Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. In the last class, we have done up to first 3 mantras of Kathopanishad. In quick summary, it starts off with Vajasravasa doing a yajna in which he has to give everything he has, and he is desirous of going to heaven. So it is actually a sakama karma. So as a part of that sakama karma, he has to give away all his possessions. And he has a son by name Nachiketaha. And he is very young, about 8-9 years, let us say. The Kumara. Kumara means normally 6 to 11 years. So he is about that age. So let us say 8-9 years, young boy. And he was watching it and appreciating it. The stage of the yajna came when the father was giving away cows, but the cows were not healthy. In fact, they are so weak, they are infertile. They are not even capable of eating grass, and they cannot even drink water, neither can they give milk. So basically, when he saw that, Nachiketa felt this is not right, because he felt these cows are not worth donating, number one. Number two, if we donate such kind of things, instead of going to heaven, you go to Anandanamate Lokaha. They go to lokas where there is no happiness. So thinking like that, he has approached his father. Now, as I mentioned in the last class, these mantras are about a story in the beginning. The story goes almost 25% of the Upanishad. It includes a conversation also between him and Yamaraja. So no one in the commentaries says whether it is a true story or a fictional story. The reason for that is it's not necessary. The important point is the message. So the story actually describes the qualifications of a student and the qualifications of the guru, and also what exactly the guru, how to select the student before he teaches, and what is the teaching, and it sets the ground for it. So that's the most important way you should look at it. So verse number 3, before we go to verse number 3, which I did already 3, sorry, verse number 4. So I will just quickly read Bhagavan Shankaracharya's Bhashya as the introduction to verse number 4. He says, Tadevam kratva sampatti nimittam pituhu anistam phalam maya putrena sata nivaraniyam atma pradhanena api. So he's telling himself, such a bad karma going into unhappy worlds needs to be stopped, even if necessary by sacrificing myself. Because I'm a son, I need to think good of my father. What is good for my father? Even if it requires sacrificing myself, I should be doing that. This is what Shankaracharya's commentary is saying. Kratu sampattim krutva ityevam matva pitaram upagamya. So, in order to make this possible, he approached his father and told him. That is verse number, mantra number 4. Mantra number 4. Sahovacha pitaram tata kasmai mam dasyati iti dvitiyam trutiyam tamho vacha mutyave tva dadami iti. So he approached his father, and these are his words. What he's saying is, Saha ho vacha pitaram. He said to his father, Hey Tata means a father. Kasmai mam dashyati iti. I'm reading this directly meaning of the mantra. To whom are you going to give me? This is the question. And he asked this question first. Dvitiyam, he repeated it second time. And Trutiyam, third time he repeated this. So he kept on kind of bugging his father. Whom would you give me? So he considered himself as a property of his father. And he doesn't want his father to go to undesirable worlds. So keeping that in mind, he wants to do a favor. Tadamho vacha. Then his father said, Muchave tva dadami iti. I will give you to the Lord of hell. Okay. Basically, he's kind of saying, go to hell. Kind of, I will give you to the Lord of hell. So he got irritated. And then he said, why are you asking the same question again? Go to hell. That's what he said. Tva muchave dadami iti. So the important point here is, the son probably thought the father is giving away sick cows. Hopefully, I can do some service if he donates me along with the cows. Maybe because he has the attitude of service. These are all the commentators say. It's not said in the mantra. But father did not quite relate to his thinking process. Consequently, he gave it with a reaction which said, go to hell. Now you understand, in these days, if such situations happen, children also say, go ahead, go to hell. I'm just joking. It's not uncommon in the current day world. But father gets, son also talks like that. But it's ridiculous. But this Nachiketa is a very, very obedient and values the Shastras, values the Vedas. and he wants to offer himself in the view of the total good for his father. Now, we'll go to mantra 5, because basically the question is asked and then father has reacted. Okay, so verse number 5. Bahunamemi Prathamah, Bahunamemi Madhyamah, Kimsvidyamasya Kartavyam, Kigumsvidyamasya Kartavyam, Yanmayadya Karishyati. I will read again. Bahunamemi Prathamah, Bahunamemi Madhyamah, Kigumsvidyamasya Kartavyam, Yanmayadya Karishyati. So here, Nachiketa is thinking, talking to himself. Now, what is said by his father, he took it seriously. Now he is thinking. So Bhagavan Shankaracharya in this context says, quickly I will read a little bit of what he says. So basically, avata nunam prayojanam anapeksha eva krodhavan uktavan pita. The father has not expected any effect. He just said out of anger. Tadhapi tatuhu pituhu vacho mrusha ma bhut ityavam matva. Even then, Nachiketa said his father's words should not go waste. This is his thinking. Paridevana Purakam aha pitaram so. So this is actually the end of verse number 5. So verse number 5 and 6, he is talking to himself. So he did not want his father's words to go waste. So verse number 5 and 6, this is together Shankaracharya's Bhashya, as Kaldo said, Bahuna memi prathamaha. I am the first among many. So he is obviously a highly qualified student, or in the community he is known for his good characteristics. Bahuna, among many, I am first. So he is talking to himself. Nachiketa. Bahuna memi madhyamaha. Among many, I am also average. Kigum siddhyamasya kartavyam. What can I do for Yama? No, he is not now asking any question. I am not going to Yama. He is saying, yes, I am going to Yama. But what can I do? My qualifications are these, but these are worldly qualifications related to others. But going to Yama, how these qualifications fit? Kvigam sit Yamasya kartavyam. What can I do for Yama? He is not questioning, I am not going to heaven. No, hell, I will. But what can I do there? I do not know. That's what he is thinking. Yanmaya adhyaya karishyati. What is my father thinking also when he said that? So he is talking to himself, what is it I can do to help Yama? So here, normally when we say Pradhama, Madhyama and Adhama, there are many possible way of explaining it. In general, in the context of Vedic teachings and students, Guru Sishya Parampara, what is meant by Pradhama is Chintitam Kuryat Uttamaha. As soon as somebody is thinking, the follower does it. So they know the expectations of the master or the guru or the father, whatever. And then they know what they are thinking, and they automatically, without telling, they do it. That is Lakshana of Uttama, Pradhama. Madhyama is Prokta Karyetu Madhyama. Once it is said, they do it. That is Madhyama. Student's qualification of Madhyama. Adhama Proktam api na Kuriya. The worst type of student is, even though he is instructed, he would not do it. So this is how the thinking works. Okay. So Pradhama, Madhyama, Adhama. So what he is thinking is, among many, I am Pradhama. So he is very highly qualified. He can see what is required and he starts doing it ahead of even telling. Some places I am Madhyama. When they instruct me, I follow. I am never Adhama. He is a very truthful boy. But he's telling, what can I do to Yama in this, what qualifications I have to help Yama. So, mantra number 6, continuation of his thoughts. At this point, now some explanation have to be given, because basically it is not mentioned exactly why he said this, but the commentators say, when Nachiketa got ready to go and fulfill his father's orders, his father relented. And then he was telling Nachiketa, hey boy, I was angry, I was wrong, don't take it seriously. But Nachiketa says, verse number 6, Anupashya yadha purve pratipashya tadha pare sasyamiva martyaha pachyate sasyamiva jayate punaha. Again, Anupashya yatha purve pratipashya tadha pare sasyamiva martyah pachyate sasyamiva jayate punaha. So this is Nachiketa telling his father, now who is sad and is talking to Nachiketa, do not follow up. Whatever happened has happened. Don't. But Nachiketa says that's not the way it works. Truth is truth. You have to follow truth, particularly in Yajñasala. So he's saying, Anupashya yatha purve pratipashya tadha pare. Father, look at our background. Yatha purve, our ancestors. Anupashya, look at it. Yatha, how they acted in life. If they gave words, they fulfilled. You have to add that. Anupashya yatha purve, you please remember or see what our elders have done in the past. So we follow what the words we give, and we never disobey the elders' orders. Pratipasya tadha pare. Apare means now living generation also in our families. See that they also follow what they commit. You committed me to Yamaji. So you have to remember that we need to fulfill based upon what our ancestors have done and also what our present generation is doing. So that's not appropriate. You don't tell me not to go. We have to move on. We have to go to the what we have to come, we have to fulfill whatever you said. Then he gives an example. Sasyamiva matyaha pachyate. Says dharma is more important than the superficial results that we get in life. So dharma is more abiding, not the relationships. Because everybody dies. Dharma survives. Dharyate the dharma. Dharayate the dharma. It supports the society. Number one. Number two, he's also saying, Sasyamiva jayate punaha. Here, sasya, the word sasya means the corn in the field. We see, as we drive in America in particular, there are lots of cornfields in Midwest, etc. in particular. Those cornfields are called sasya. Now, human beings are also sasyamiva martiha pashyate. Just like the in cornfield is cut off to consume. In the same way, we also martyaha, we also die in time. So dharma remains, but we die. And also sasyamiva jayate punaha. We are also born just like corn. What is special about us? Dharma is more important. No big deal. We are nothing like corn. We're just like corn. Very beautiful explanation. So, like plants are coming, dying, and making use of themselves, and then they die. And say also, we are corn. We are also grow. We are born. We are dying. So don't make big deal out of it. Let's follow dharma. So if you remember, Bhagavan Sri Krishna also very similar words in Bhagavad Gita, verse number 27, chapter 2, very famous verse. Jatasahi dhruvo mrityuhu dhruvam janma mrutasya cha. Tasmad apariharyardhe natvam sochitu marhasi. He is telling Arjuna, Jatasahi dhruvo mrityuhu. For all those who are born, mrityu is guaranteed. Dhruva means guaranteed. Dhruva means it's taken for sure. Dhruva, for everybody born has to die. Dhruvam janma mrutasya cha. For everybody that dies, janma is also guaranteed. Dhruvam, given. Tasmad apariharyardhe natvam so. For that cannot be avoided, don't grieve. Indirectly, he's saying the same thing to his father here. Now, one famous, very important point here, I'm going ahead of myself, but I will make it here because what is the purpose of Vedanta's teaching is if you are born as a mistake because you did not have Jnana, that you are never born. Sri Krishna talks about this later on. But don't die as a mistake. You are born with ajnana, with thinking you are this mortal little being, but die with jnana. Means drop this body with jnana. Means you are never born again. This is the purpose of Vedantic teaching. You may be born out of ignorance, but don't die with ignorance. What does it mean? While you are alive, make good use of this body and mind and intellect and transcend to the true self-knowledge and transcend samsara. And this is how the Upanishad moves on, because this Matya is a man who dies, which is Nachiketa. He is talking to Mrityu, how to go beyond Mrityu. You see, this is the whole point of this Upanishad. To learn how to die with knowledge means you are not dying, you are already left the world. And you become infinite being as awareness. And that is the way dying with knowledge. That is why. So body drops, but you never die. See? Yeah. So basically, here the point is, worth for dharma, it's worth dying indirectly. That's how Nachiketa thinks. So and also he's thinking that truth is important. Let us follow the truth. Whatever may be the reason, you said what you said. But that you said it in Yajnashala, don't grieve now, don't backtrack. I will follow your instructions. So, so I will read Shankara Bhashya before we go to verse number 7. Some Shankaracharya's beautiful Bhashya is there. Page number, I'm always shuffling between two books, forgive me, because I have to, otherwise I will read wrong page. Page number 16. So this is introduction to Bhagavan Shankaracharya's verse number 70, verse number 7. It's very important because he is filling the gap here. That's why it is important. Saha evam uktaha pita atmanaha satyataye preshayamasa. Saha means his father. Having been said like this, evam uktaha pita atmanaha satyataye preshayamasa. To keep his word, he sent his son. Sahacha yamabhavanam gatva tisto ratri uvasa yame proshite, sorry. Now Nachiketa, once he went to Yama's house, Yamabhavanam gatva, the house of Yama he went. Trisno ratrihi uvasa yame proshite. Yame proshite means Yama is out of town, in a camp or something. Proshite means out away, Yama. He stayed 3 nights, uvasa. He stayed 3 nights. He lived 3 nights. When Yama is away. Now, how he lived 3 days, this is not Shankaracharya, it comes in later mantras, but I will just mention here. During those 3 nights, he did not eat anything. 3 days. Number 1. He didn't drink anything. He didn't go inside the house. He stayed outside. Because he said when the householder is not in the house, I should not go. Probably that's what he thought. It's not said here, but commentators say all this. Number 1. Number 2, probably he thought I came as a servant. Before I enter, I should first take the orders of the Yajamani. Yajamani means the householder. So he has clear-cut lines where I belong and how I should live. Proshya agatam yamam amatyaha bharyaha va uchuhu bodhayantaha. So Bhagavan Shankaracharya is filling this. What he is saying is, the Yama came back after three days or nights, and then his wives or his ministers have told him. That is verse number 7. So verse number 7. So this is a dialogue of his ministers or wives to Yamaji. So verse number 7. वैश्वानरः प्रविशति अतिथिब्राह्मणो गृहान् तस्यैतान् शान्तिं कुर्वन्ति हरवैवस्वतोदकम्. I am reading it again. वैश्वानरः प्रविशति अतिथिब्राह्मणो गृहान् तस्यैतां शान्तिं कुर्वन्ति हरवैवस्वतोदकम्. Okay, so Vaishvanaraha means Agni, Agni Deva. Now, many of you know this famous verse that we read in chapter 15. Aham Vaishvanaro Bhutva Praninam Dehamashitaha Pranapana Samayuktaha Pachamyannam Chaturvidham. So, the Vaishvanara is the digestive fire in our stomach. Or in general, it is fire. We just use the word Vaishvanara, fire. Pravishati, he enters. Brahmanaha Gruhan. When Brahmana, very highly qualified, Brahmana is defined as one, is very greatly, I will tell later. When Brahmana enters the house, a pure Brahmana enters, it is like fire entering the house. Now, if you make good use of it, it's a blessing. If you don't, it's a curse. So we all have fire, electricity in our house, but you make good use of it under control and with proper due respect, it helps you. If you don't, it can burn the house down. It can be useless. You can cook, you can make nice meals out of it, but if you don't use it properly, you can get killed. Electricity is also like fire. So any fire is like that. If you use fire for a fireplace, it is very comforting. But if you don't take care of the proper enclosures, it can destroy the house. So Brahmana is exactly like that. A pure Brahmana, when he comes to your house, like a Atithi. So the word Atithi is also important. Atithi means Atithi, the one who has no appointment. Tithi is somebody who comes with appointment. It is very common in India. People just drop in. And then they suddenly realize, oh, come in, you welcome them. Then they leave the bag there and say, I will come for lunch and dinner. And then you have to take care of them. This is our tradition. Particularly, Brahmana is even more important. So, Brahmana is defined in Bhagavad Gita, 18th chapter, 40. Brahmana karma is defined as Samodamastapashaucham Kshantirarjavamevacha Jnanam Vijnanamastikhyam Brahma Karma Swabhavajam. Chapter 18, verse number 42. A Brahmana, by definition or by is a man of purity in heart. Sattva Guna Pradhana. He does not have disturbing thoughts in his heart, as number one. Number two, he has tamas under his control. Tamas means laziness. And the result of those is he has shama, is mentally very pure. Not reactive, but completely active. Damaha is senses are under control. He knows how to use the senses and how not to use them. Tapaha, he performs austerities to maintain his dharma. Saucham, he follows cleanliness as needed mentally and physically. Kshanti, he has perseverance. Arjavamevacha is straightforward. Does not twist his words to get something done. Jnanam Vijnanam Astikyam. His main purpose of his life is to get jnanam and also live with jnanam. Vijnanam means live with it. If he already has it, that is one thing. Jnanam Vijnanam Astikyam. If he doesn't have it, he is leaving to main purpose of it to realize self, not accumulate wealth. In fact, some of the commentators say the whole story, this story that we are now going to Nachiketa and his father, it is actually symbolic. Nachiketa, the meaning of Nachiketas, I verified with one of the Sanskrit Pandits I know, and he said confirmed it. What is it? Nach chetum ichha yasya na. That who does not is not interested in accumulation of objective things in life. That is Nachiketa. See? So, in other words, indirectly speaking, he person of dispassion. He is not objectively oriented person. He is one spiritually oriented person. Nachiketas. Anyway. So, other thing also, one Brahmana is satisfied. He could also do a lot of good to the family and to the society. But if he is not treated properly, he could also curse. In the Kathopanishad also we have seen this. So, given this, the Amatyas or Amatya means the ministers and his wives, Bharyaha, Shankaracharya, they have told him, Vaishvanarha pravishati atiti brahmano gruhan tasyetagam shantim kurvanti hara vaivasvatodakam. So this brahmana already come, 3 nights he's sitting outside and he comes like a fire if you don't take care of him. Therefore, tasya etagam shantim kurvanti. So such brahmanas when they come, we do seva so that they become full shanti means they don't get angry. Therefore, Vaivasvataha Udakam Hara. Hey, Vaivasvata means here, son of Vivaswan means son of Surya Bhagavan. Yama. Hey, Vaivasvata, please take water and give him. He didn't drink for 3 nights. So he's like a fire waiting to destroy. If you don't take care of him, make sure you make him happy, shantim, peace, and attain a good favor from him so that he does not react, becomes quiet and accepts your atithyam. So take some water and give him. Hara means provide some water to him. Then they continue talking to him that how important it is for a Brahmin to be taken care when they come. That's why we see in the great kings, when they are, according to Puranas and also in Itihasas, when the Rishis come to their court, they actually stand up and make them sit in the throne and they sit outside. But like Mahanbha, like Vishwamitra and Vasistha and the great Rishis, when they come, and the kings actually stand up and then make them sit on the throne and they sit on the side. So, and I have seen that even in the modern day also. I just want to mention my father, when people in the village, when this Vedic scholars are walking, even though he's sitting and talking to people, he would stand up. Because we didn't study Veda. At least we should respect those who they sacrifice their life for Veda. So scholars like that. So, and also same thing when Brahmins come to our house, we also give it, take care of them. There's some expectations they have. That kind of thing we are doing. So mantra 8 is a continuation of that dialogue. Let us do mantra 8. आशा प्रतीक्षे संततगुं सूनृतां च इष्टापूर्ते पुत्रपशुगुंस्य सर्वान् एतद्वृङ्क्ते पुरुषस्याल्पमेधसः यस्याननस्मिन् वसति ब्राह्मणो गृहे. Again. आशा प्रतीक्षे संततगुं सूनृतां च इष्टापूर्ते पुत्रपशुगुंस सर्वान् एतद्वृङ्क्ते पुरुषस्याल्पमेधसः यस्यानस्मिन् वसति ब्राह्मणो गृहे. So they are now, once again, they are explaining what they mean. Means these wives and are the ministers, are the ministers are telling Yama what else they can do. They are like coming like fire and they can destroy your house. But in addition to that, what else can they do? They are explaining further. Alpamedhasaha, those of ignorant minded people who do not take care of the Brahmins, are those who are looking for small benefits versus big losses. Alpamedhasaha, seekers of small things, are poor with people with poor intellect. Exact language. Alpa means small, medhasa means intellect. Alpa medhasa. Of theirs, medhasa means of theirs, asha pratikshe. If they don't take care of the Brahmins as atithis and then they make them suffer, Yashya anasnan vasati brahmano gruhe. Those brahmanas who stay anasnan without any eating in our house, area of our house, what else can happen because of that? Asa pratikshe vurunte. Vurunte means get destruction. They destroy. What? Asa pratikshe. Asha means what you are hoping to get. An example can be you are hoping to get a seat for your son in medical college. That's an example. Or you are hoping to get a bonus in the work. Or you are hoping to get a promotion. Or you are hoping to get cured of a particular problem, healthy problem. That is asha. It is a hope. The hopes are gone. They will not happen. They will not happen. If you neglect Brahmins, good Brahmin who comes to as Atithi, and if you don't feed him. Pratiksha means you have expectations. You don't know it will come or not. Sorry. Pratiksha means you are waiting for something to come. You already know it's coming. Asha means you have a hope. Pratiksha means for something you know it is coming. Like, for example, your children are coming for holidays. Pratiksha, you are waiting for it. So it's already known fact, but you are just waiting. So somebody said, okay, you will get a promotion effective next year, June. So Pratiksha, you are waiting for that now. It's known, but it has not yet happened. Those things are also be destroyed. Sunrutamcha. All the good that accumulated to us through good words that we tell people, but sweet speech, like encouraging people to achieve certain things in life, or giving them good advice, good guidance to people, is all punya karma. See, in our scriptures, the value of coaching, mentoring is highly, highly regarded. That's why Mahatmas are very highly popular. when you talk to them, they tell you certain things that can change your whole life. Satsang. Sorry, Sangatakam, Sundu. I'm talking about Sundutam first. So, great words of Mahatmas are what great words that we have helped people through encouragement, talking to neighbors, talking to friends, and giving them help, giving them support, encouraging them. I tell you one incident in my life. I have met Swami Chinmaya in 89 or so. And about 84, 83, my mother passed away. That was a great shock to me. I never thought she will reject. And since then, I was deeply exploring various things. And I came to conclusion, I will go back to India. I do not know why, emotional maybe, to go back to India. And that was how I. Then I was also reading a lot of books and studying. Then about 87, 88, I got involved in a satsang. And then that started having some benefits. Swami Brahmachari Krishnamurti of Chinmaya Mission I met. And then his words, the way he was explaining, so much relief and so much focus, concentration I had developed. Then 89, I think I actually met Swami Chinmayananji. And I told him this. I feel void in my life. I'm not able to totally enjoy myself. I like to go back to India and then hopefully I'm not interested anymore. I'm already highly in my big position. And what do you suggest? He looked at me and he said, you don't have to go to India. You can do the seva here. You study, you conduct study groups, continue Balavihars, you will get fulfillment. And I told him I also want spiritual life. And then he said, you have 3 children, take care of them, do your dharma. You will get opportunity when you are ready, you will come. He told. Firm words. You believe it or not, I never looked back. It's a true story. So when Mahatmas tell you certain things, they can see through you that you do not yourself know. That you are being emotional. Your goal is not just go to India. Your goal is actually to see beyond emotion. That is a fulfillment you get by doing seva, nishkam karma. In fact, that reminds me one more thing I will tell you also. This is in sometime in 2007 or so. I was I was in Singapore for 2-3 years. It was very rewarding experience for me financially and also family wise. So I wanted to, then when I came back, I was a chemical engineer. I worked for Exxon. So they have asked me, petrochemicals, they asked me if I want to go and help in Saudi Arabia. And my remuneration would be 4 or 5 times. And as expert, technology expert, I go to Saudi Arabia. So that day I was pretty much expressed, yes, I will go. My wife also said yes. This is sometime in, I think it's 2008, I think. 2008, 2009, that time frame. Now I remember it. So on that day, we were going to Austin to attend Swami Tejomayanji's pravachans. So Swami Tejomayanji's chapter 9, he was giving pravachan. And he finished the pravachan and he was coming back into the audience. And then I was standing in the aisle and prostrated, did namaste to him. He looked at me and said, Subra, come and meet me tomorrow. this is a true story. Come and meet me tomorrow. And okay, Swamiji, I said. Then I took the address where his Swamiji was staying, and then next day I went at around 11 o'clock. My wife was there, and we also took my brother-in-law who was visiting from India. Then Swamiji told me, I asked Swamiji, I'm offer is very likely to come. I will make a lot more money, and I will. I'm thinking of going. What do you think? Swamiji asked me a question. Subraji, Subra, the people call me Subra. My name is Subrahmanyam, but they call me Subra. Subra, um, do you need money? Would you live much different if you don't have that money? He asked me that question. I told him, no, I am already well off, but it would be nice to have a lot more money. I told him. Then he asked my wife, Shamala, how would you live there? You would have to wear burqa and you have to be living. Yes, his wife said. Now you are doing satsangs here, and we have a temple project for which you are working, and I know it will happen, and it's good karma. So you may or may not like what I'm saying, but I'm telling what is correct. Don't go. He just said, don't go. It's not for you. You should just, there's nothing you gain extra of it, but you're only sacrificing. I do puja daily. In Saudi Arabia, you cannot take your archana uh, vigrahas also. You do Sivarchana, you do some Abhishekam to Narayana. Daily we do that for a long time. You cannot do that. He asked me, I said, I cannot do that because it is illegal to carry your deities, he said. He said, don't go. I told to my boss on Friday, then I met Swamiji on Saturday, and then on Monday I told him I'm not going. I don't want to go. And believe me, that is really great decision I made. Because I don't have to compromise on my values, and I benefited tremendously by the seva activities. Then after we finished the project also, I asked Swamiji, can I come to Vedanta course? He told me, come on. Gurudev Swami Chinmaya also told me, time will come. I retired and then I was healthy. He said, you're healthy, everything is good, come and join. So these are very, very important stories in our life. I also know one cardiologist, very famous cardiologist. He was studying at Rice, and he did very poorly in first semester. Undergraduate student. I read it in his introduction to a book he wrote. They are followers of a Swamiji, if I'm forgetting his name, very contemporary of Swami Chinmaya Maharaj. Very famous yoga teacher. He has ashram in Virginia, I believe. So their parents are followers of the Swamiji. So they invited him to their house for a satsang. The boy, he was under depressed. He was not too sure if he wanted to continue. He got very bad grades, and he is depressed in such a bad state of mind. He is just shattered, and he was sitting away, and he was not even feeling like talking to anybody. He's in depressed state of depression. And then Swamiji opened up and started giving a pravachan, and he said few words about the mind. That you are not the mind, you are not the intellect, you are the source on which these things operate. You can witness them and be detached, and they have no individual control on you, but you are giving capacity to them, something like that. The boy instantly felt liberated. He's not the same person anymore. He wrote this in his words. And then he has decided not to continue in Rice and then changed his college, and then he excelled. I believe he went to you to Austin later. So Mahatmas, what I'm telling this point here is Sunrutam Cha. So the great words the Mahatmas tell, if you take into your heart and execute them, they make a whole difference. That's why we have satsangs, we invite Swamijis to our house, and then they all start. You would not believe how many questions, how many letters Swami Chinmaya used to write, and Tejoman. All over the world, people write to them for advice. They're essentially personalities of love. They can see through you, which you cannot see yourself. So all the such good things that you have done, when you have done to others, Sundruta, though all the results of that will go away. Sangatagum. Sangata means satsanga, results of satsangs, that we are all doing satsangs. They also go away. If you neglect a teacher of Brahmin, or in this context, you can say Mahatmas that come to your house. If you neglect them, don't feed them, don't give water and stuff like that, even this positive benefits of satsangs will also go away. Sangataka means satsang benefits. Ishta purte. Ishta and purta. There are two types of good karmas people do. Ishta means results of yajna karma. Usually, yajna karma is defined, Ishta is defined, Agnihotram tapas satyam, Vedanam chaiva palanam, Atidhyam vaishvadevancha, Ishtam abhithiyate. These are the good activities that we do. Agnihotram, daily Agnihotra, ka upasana. Sorry, Prata Upasana is called Upasana. Prata Upasana. Upasana. Tapaha, self-control, what related to austerities. Through Satyam, these are all called Ishta. So there one category of good things you do, that's called Ishta. These are mainly related to sacrifices. Vedanam Chaiva Palanam, studying Veda, teaching Veda to people. Atidhyam, taking care of the guests. Vaishvadevancha, taking care of the animals, trees, the environment is all considered an important part of our life. Whatever you do, Ishtam abhithiyate. Taking care of the dogs, birds, trees, plants, these are all Vaishvadevam. Means um, Vaishva means in the physical world, Deva, they're all Devas. Even animals, trees, plants, you have a responsibility towards them. All these goods are called, together they're all called Ishtam. Agnihotram, Tapaha, Satyam, Devanam, Chaiva, Vedanam Chaiva Palanam, Atidhyam, Vaishyadevancha, Ishtam Abhidhiyate. These are called Ishtam. The punya of the Ishta is also destroyed if you don't properly treat a Mahatma who comes to your house. So in the next class, we'll talk about Purtam. So then Emma will actually approach Nachiketa and then tell him, sorry. And so that's how the dialogue will progress. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om